I'm Bernina expert Amanda Murphy, and I'd like to show you how to quilt with my Good Measure Every Daisy quilting template set for Brewer sewing. There are 4 templates in the set, and they quilt designs that measure in size from just under 3 inches to about 7 inches. I do like to begin by drawing crosshairs through my quilting area, both diagonally and vertically and horizontally. When quilting an individual motif, you have the option of quilting a daisy center with the circle ruler first. So bring your bobbin thread up and then bring your foot down, but don't bring over the template until the foot is down. So you see the foot's down there, then I bring over the template, and I'm going to quilt a daisy center. It doesn't really matter what size the center is. The daisy templates have several markings for different sizes of centers. And as I said, this step is optional. So now I'm doing a few stitches very close together just to lock my stitches, and then I'm bringing my bobbin thread up with the template well out of the way. And now I'm clipping my threads. So now let's quilt the first round of petals. I'm starting with the second smallest template here, and I'm aligning the lines on the ruler over the crosshairs and bringing my foot down and finding my beginning position. Now I'll move the template out of the way, of course, so I don't crash down on the template, and then bring my bobbin thread up and start sewing so that my needle and my presser foot go down. Then I can bring over the template. And the secret to this set is that you really want to quilt one petal at a time. So I went ahead and started with small stitches, and now I'm at my normal stitch length. The bigger the daisy, the longer the stitches usually. With the very small daisy, I usually do reduce my stitch length just a little bit, but you can see how as I stop and start, I'm just concentrating on quilting one petal of the daisy. I don't try to go all the way around. I'm also making sure that the straight lines on the ruler will remain over the crosshairs that I drew earlier. Now, I've come back to my starting position, but I want to continue on a little further to get to the outside petal because the next row of petals will be offset. So now I bring up the ruler, and the previously quilted daisy lines will lie just beneath the black curved lines on the ruler, so I'll know my alignment is perfect. Once again, I quilt one petal at a time and reposition my hands whenever I need to. We're creating an offset design here, but I'll show you another design in a minute. Now, I want to return to my starting point and then quilt to the outside of the next petal, right there. Because that's going to put me at the perfect point to start my next set of petals. This time I'll select the largest daisy template, and I'm aligning the lines on the ruler over my crosshairs once again, and going around the template. Now, drawing the crosshairs isn't absolutely necessary because of the lines you have when you're creating the offset petals, the curved lines on the ruler, but I often find drawing those crosshair lines helps me be more precise, so I like to go ahead and draw them. I'm almost at the end. And as I approach point at which I began this last set of petals, I of course decrease my stitch length to lock the stitches in place. Then I bring up the bobbin thread and clip my threads. And that is an offset daisy motif. So let's create a daisy motif that's aligned rather than offset. This one you do have to start out by drawing your crosshairs, so you have those for alignment, and then you can quilt a center circle if you would like, and this time I'm quilting a larger circle. Remember, that template should be nowhere near the foot until the foot is down. Now I'm going to switch to a daisy petal. And here I'm using the second smallest. You can actually start with the smallest, but You have to go slowly. It's a little more challenging just because there's not as much surface area. Remember the tip I gave you, which is to quilt one petal at a time and reposition your hands whenever it is needed. So now I started off with a very short stitch length, and I'm increasing my stitch lengths. And those red lights you see are the Bernina stitch regulators that I have on the Bernina Q16 shining up to the bottom. But of course, if you're on a domestic machine, you can do this too. You are of course your own stitch regulator in that case. I'm going to go ahead and clip those threads and continue around the daisy. Again, the key is remembering to stop and reposition your hands. I don't have long fingers. Now this time I'm going to come around to my beginning point and just stop there. I'm not going to continue on to the outside of the next petal because these petals in a daisy that's not offset are not going to touch. I'm going to have to start and end my threads every time I change my template. So now, instead of offsetting the lines, I am going to make sure that I use the straight lines on the ruler to align them over my crosshairs and essentially just create an echoed daisy around the first. So with these templates, you're usually starting from the smallest daisy you're going to stitch and then work out from there, increasing my stitch length, and you can see those stitch regulators really are helping me. If I was doing this in a manual mode on a domestic, I would just make sure my stitch length was appropriate for the size of the daisy. So if you start getting lines that are too kind of jagged, you might want to decrease your stitch length. So I'm going to return to my starting point. I have speeded up this video just a little bit here, so I think it's at 125% speed, and I've done those little stitches to lock my threads, and that is a daisy that is not offset but pretty nonetheless. So let's try some free motion with the smallest daisy. I love the smallest daisy for the free motion. So I'm just going to begin by quilting loops, and I'm going to keep them pretty open, not too tight, and then I'll insert a daisy. Now, this is the smallest daisy of the set. It's extremely useful for doing free motion, but you'll notice I stop and start just as much as I would with the larger daisies. And in fact, when you have less surface area on the template itself, you actually need to stop and start maybe even more than normal, just because you don't have the same amount of control that you would with a larger template. So now I'm going to continue on and just free motion around, making some loops. Maybe I'll even throw in a leaf here. You don't have to do that. It's kind of fun to add it in though. And now another daisy. One of the things you'll notice is that I do like to wear gloves when quilting on a sit-down machine and using templates. Typically on a frame, I don't usually wear gloves since I am not moving the fabric with the template itself. This time I think I'll add a little swirl in the center. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just adds a little interest. And come back out where I came. You can see that's a little offset, but it still looks great. I'll do some more loops. Maybe throw in a leaf here. And time for another daisy. You'll notice here I'm also using my palms to control the fabric. And let's do a center. You could use one of my circle mini lollipop or lollipop templates to do the center as well. And that's what a free motion daisy motif looks like. Let's use a daisy template to quilt a variation of a scallop in a border. So this time I'm using the straight line that runs through the center of the template and aligning that on the edge of my border that I've stitched here. And I really could use any size daisy for this, but I like the idea of the daisy almost filling the space, so I've gone ahead and used the largest daisy here. And I'll run the motif all the way across the border. If you wanted this motif centered to the border, you would mark the border center first, start in the middle, and work out. I haven't bothered doing that here since it's just a practice piece. And here is a daisy scallop variation in a border. I could of course go in and add details within that daisy motif. Next, we'll quilt a daisy in a block. So I've gone ahead and aligned the straight lines on the ruler with the edges of the block. And this might mean that the tips of the daisy petals, and excuse my head there for a minute, might not meet. And that's okay, because what I'm looking for is those straight lines on the template aligning with the corners of the block. So I may have to backtrack like I am here till I get to the edge and until I can fit, oh, I didn't backtrack quite enough. I'm going to backtrack a little more until I can get my template placed just so everything is lined up nicely. Okay, next time to backtrack along the edge again. That time I had to go a little further too. And I'm going to go a quarter of the way around the daisy. Let's try another variation. This time the central line on the template is aligning with the edge rather than the corner of the block. And I'm actually centering the template to the edge of the block as well. Now, I went ahead and drew center lines through my block to help me with that alignment. So now I have a centered motifs and I have to travel along my edges to get to the next side of the block. I'm quilting a little bit up the edge so I can move the template into place and get the alignment just perfect. The one central line on the template is aligning on the edge of the block, and then I'm making sure the line that goes in the opposite direction lines up with the center of the block. There are so many ways to use the lines on the template to create different designs within blocks. This is just one of them, and of course you can always use painter's tape to give yourself extra lines if you think up a new idea in terms of using the edge of this daisy template. I had to go after this one, so once again I quilt up the edge of my block to get to the next starting point to do that last side, and I bring over my template, and the line that runs through the center of the template goes along the edge of the block, and I quilt along that last side. And we have 2 block variations. I hope you've enjoyed learning how to use my Good Measure Every Daisy quilting templates.